Bonsoir à tous et bienvenue dans le Journal du Pacifique. Voici les titres. Un tweet sur un égorgement présumé tend encore plus les relations entre la Chine et l'Australie. Nouvelle illustration de l'offensive en ligne de la diplomatie chinoise. Ce tweet montre un dessin évoquant un crime de guerre en Afghanistan. Il a déclenché la colère de l'Australie. Plus d'explications en début de journal. En Nouvelle-Zélande, la première ministre néo-zélandaise Jacinda Ardern a présenté mercredi une motion pour déclarer l'urgence climatique. Si elle est adoptée, la Nouvelle-Zélande se joindra à des pays comme le Canada, la France et la Grande-Bretagne dans des efforts similaires pour lutter contre le changement climatique. Richie Mako, l'ancien capitaine des All Blacks, veut montrer qu'il est bon de vivre en Nouvelle-Zélande. Et en tant qu'ambassadeur de 100% Pure New Zealand, il a fait son premier saut en parachute avec son épouse. Un moyen de montrer la beauté du paysage néo-zélandais. Nous l'entendrons en fin de journal. Direction l'Australie pour commencer. Un porte-parole du ministère chinois des Affaires étrangères, Zhao Lijian, a suscité l'indignation australienne en postant une mise en scène dans laquelle un homme habillé en soldat australien tient un couteau plein de sang contre la gorge d'un enfant afghan. Le Premier ministre australien, Scott Morrison, a dénoncé avec colère ce lundi un tweet scandaleux. Reportage de nos confrères de One News.
New Zealand has waded into an almighty and dangerous scrap between Australia and China, taking the side of our closest mates, the Aussies.
The Prime Minister says we've directly raised concerns with China over a tweet featuring a graphic fake photo showing an Australian soldier holding a knife to a child's throat.
Nationals gone even further, calling China immature, incendiary and abhorrent. Political editor Tova O'Brien reports.
Hosting APEC 2021 was New Zealand's chance to flaunt our diplomatic thang. Thanks to COVID, today's Porphyry will be one of the few real-life events. The virtual summit perhaps for the best, given the bitter row waging between Australia and China.
New Zealand doesn't support disinformation that has the potential to be inflammatory.
The inflammatory disinformation she's referring to is this tweet from China's Foreign Ministry spokesman. We've blurred the graphic image showing an Australian soldier holding a knife to the neck of a child. New Zealand's gone into bat for Australia, directly raising concerns with China.
In keeping with our principled position where images like that are used, we will raise those concerns and we'll do it directly.
The doctored image and tweet refer to alleged war crimes by Australian soldiers. The elite SAS troops executed 39 civilians in Afghanistan. The Chinese government officially doubling down, saying Australia should be ashamed. Quote, Australia reacted so strongly to the personal tweet. Do they want to show it's justified for some Australian soldiers to kill innocent civilians in cold blood, but it's unreasonable to condemn the cold crime? It's direct return fire at Australia's Prime Minister.
It's an absolute outrageous and disgusting slur. Is truly repugnant.
Do you agree with Scott Morrison that it was repugnant?
Look, we have raised concerns. This is an image that wasn't factual, it wasn't correct.
Jacinda Ardern choosing her words carefully, National going all in.
Scott Morrison has described it as repugnant. Do you agree?
Well, if it's a false thing, absolutely. It sounds abhorrent.
Incendiary is how I would describe it. Fairly immature in terms of international diplomacy.
The Prime Minister's defended raising concerns with China over its fake tweet, but not raising concerns with Australia over the alleged killing of Afghan civilians, saying when it comes to matters of war, it's for each country to take responsibility and action. Tova O'Brien, News Hub.
Direction la Nouvelle-Zélande. Maintenant, le gouvernement de la première ministre néo-zélandaise Jacinda Ardern doit déclarer l'urgence climatique dans une mesure symbolique pour accroître la pression pour lutter contre le réchauffement climatique. On écoute Jacinda Ardern.
Let's talk about the climate emergency that you're intending to declare this week. What does that actually mean?
Well, actually, the first thing I should say is this is something we were called upon to do in the last term of government, and it was just not something that we were able to get done. So this is the first opportunity we have to do it. We would join a number of other jurisdictions in saying that, look, in the same way that we often declare civil defence emergencies, we see the same urgency. You know, I think it's worth acknowledging that actually if we don't make progress on climate change, those things that you see us declaring civil defence emergency around have the potential to increase. But what it actually means for us is that it sends a very clear signal into the public sector around the priority that we place on climate action, mitigation and adaptation. It doesn't, for instance, give, in the same way civil defence emergencies do, it doesn't give any new powers or anything like that, but it does send that strong message around where we place our priorities as a government.
Et à Tahiti, maintenant, l'épidémie de Covid recule mais reste bien présente. Le point avec nos confrères de TNTV.
Yarona, à nos amis de Calédonia, eh bien sachez que l'épidémie reflue un petit peu en Polynésie. C'est la bonne nouvelle de ces dernières semaines et surtout de cette dernière semaine. Il y a moins de nouveaux cas cette semaine, il y a moins de décès. Il y a aussi un taux de reproduction de la maladie qui est à 0,85, c'est-à-dire que chaque personne en contamine moins d'une nouvelle à chaque fois. Et il y a un taux de mortalité aussi qui est particulièrement faible en Polynésie par rapport au reste de la planète, puisque nous sommes à 0,5% des cas. Mais la vigilance reste de mise, puisque nous sommes à un taux d'incidence qui reste élevé, 387 sur l'ensemble de la Polynésie. Et puis la petite crainte des autorités sanitaires, c'est évidemment ce retour des élèves dans les îles. Dans les semaines qui viennent, 1200 élèves devraient se disséminer, des internes, se disséminer dans leurs îles respectives et retourner donc voir leur famille. C'est donc la crainte. On les teste tous pour éviter qu'ils ramènent le virus dans leurs îles. Alors le ministre Jacques Raynal nous confiait tout à l'heure qu'il y a un risque que l'épidémie se poursuive jusqu'à la fin 2021 à peu près en Polynésie et que la phase aiguë de l'épidémie se poursuive encore plusieurs mois. Il est donc important pour tous les Polynésiens de conserver les gestes barrières et évidemment de limiter également leurs déplacements.
Richie McCaw, l'ancien capitaine des All Blacks, s'est jeté d'un avion volant à 5 km au-dessus du pittoresque mont Maunganui dans l'île du nord de la Nouvelle-Zélande pour son tout premier saut en parachute. Célèbre station balnéaire, elle tient son nom de l'ancien volcan en sommeil autour duquel la ville s'est bâtie. On écoute l'ancien rugbyman ainsi que son épouse.
Hard year for tourism in this country, but Tourism New Zealand have an exciting announcement today. They've got some brand new ambassadors.
And one of them has gone to great heights. See what we did there? Genius,
well,
like Shakespeare's writing this. For their new role, our Bay of Plenty correspondent Sam Calway, who is a wonderful man, is standing by. Well, I was going to ask who are the new ambassadors, but we spoiler alert, they're in shot, Sam.
Yeah, I think you can probably see them. The Duke and Duchess of New Zealand, Gemma and Richie McCaw, two fabulous people. And I tell you what, Richie's just jumped out of a plane, so we'll go straight to him. Richie, you're a pilot. What on earth were you thinking?
I sort of resisted it for a while because jumping out of a good aeroplane didn't seem a great idea, but I've got to say it was a pretty cool experience. Yeah, 15,000 feet, you got a minute of free fall. It was pretty cool.
We've seen some incredible pictures of Richie's face as he's leaping out of the plane as well. But Gemma here, she was checking her insurance policy to make sure, in the event of something happening. But how were you feeling seeing your hubby leap out of it?
Yeah, no, it was exciting. I think, until the parachute kind of opens, it's a few hairy moments. But he also came in pretty hot into the ground. So, he was in really good hands. So I wasn't too worried.
And these two are so competitive, I think Gemma's going to jump out next. But Richie, on a serious note, obviously the tourism industry's been hit pretty hard. How important is this role and how are you guys going to help?
Oh, we've obviously been able to team up with Tourism New Zealand to, I guess, encourage Kiwis to go and do something new. But like me doing that today, to put my money where my mouth is. But, we've got some great things you can see and do all around New Zealand, and if we can get Kiwis out and about doing that in the current environment, I guess it'll help that industry, but also give some pretty cool experiences to people.
Yeah, and anyone that follows you two on Instagram, I think, is incredibly jealous. These two have an incredible life. Gemma, no doubt you'll be trying to find something fresh and exciting and new to see. Anything on your bucket list that you want to tick off?
Yeah, I'd quite like to go up to the far north, Bay of Islands and things up there, like fishing and maybe some diving, so stuff like that. Keen to get him up to probably, but, and a bit of relaxing. If you look at his hands, you can see he's a real adventurer. So he'll probably have us out in the bush in Fiordland or Stewart Island. But I think a little bit of relaxing with some adventures will be fun too.
There you go. Hot tips from Tauranga guys. Make sure you're checking out New Zealand this summer, and you might bump into these two along the way.
C'est la fin de ce journal du Pacifique. Bon week-end à tous.